Rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Radio Rebellion, a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, Alberto Calderon, and with us for the last time this year is our co-host, OT1 Kenobi. OT, how are you doing today? It's Saturday, it's Star Wars. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm having a month. One of the worst things that could happen to you in your wedding week with family coming over with a lot of things to do happened to me. My car left me. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't have time to go check it before the wedding. So thankfully, my uncle had like a spare car, so he's like, "Okay, take it."
Oh, nice,
awesome.
As you can see, I'm back where it all started in my bedroom, just in that corner. So I did my first 15 episodes or more. So I'm back in my home turf. My in-laws came in late last night, not late, around 8 o'clock last night. They took over my office, so I'm here. You might hear voices. You might hear people walking around. Someone might walk through the background to go to the bathroom, but it's all fine. We're here to talk Star Wars Skelleton Crew.
They're Puerto Rican, right?
Yes.
So it might get loud.
Yes. I try to, and it's just me and my wife and my kids. They know, between 5 and 6. Try to keep it a little bit low. Doesn't always happen, but now I can't promise anything. We'll see. We'll see what
Whatever.
happens. Yeah. All right. Oti, before we start, I guess not Oti. Oti. Are you subscribed to our channel? Make sure you subscribe.
Yes, I'm subscribed on 3 of my YouTube accounts because for some reason I have 3 accounts.
I won't ask why. But if you don't, only have one account. If you have multiple, then yes, follow us on all your accounts. Watch the video on all of the accounts. Like, thumbs up, subscribe, all those fun things. Leave us comments down below. And if you're listening to the audio podcast, thank you. Give us our 5-star rating and reviews. We love reading those. And you just mentioned, Otis, your wedding
next week.
Hopefully I'm one of the first to, again, congratulate you. I know you're not going to be here for the next couple of weeks. Officially, at this time next week, you'll be getting married. So congratulations. Hope for the best going forward.
At this time next week, I'll be taking pictures probably. So I'll be very happy.
All right. We'll celebrate you over here if we can. And I'll say, with family here, I don't know if I'll have episodes on Saturday. If I have to record during the week, I'll post it out there, but I still want to talk about Skelleton Crew, but I don't know what time or what day. But I'll still talk about them while they're here for the next 3 weeks probably.
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna make any promises, but next week, since I'll be at the wedding, I don't know if timing wise it'll work, but maybe I'll pop in with Tony, hey.
We'll talk. I don't want to get too into personal stuff. I'll talk after we finish. I'll ask you a couple of questions, so we'll see. I don't want to. Yeah, let's not put you on the spot. But who's out there? Who's out there in the spot in the chat?
Okay, so Dale's in the chat. He was the first one to comment. Awesome, Dale. He usually was the first one. He dropped off for a while, but that's okay. Brennan is in the chat. Hello there, friends. This show continues to be so charming and so amazing. I 100% agree. Alan says I. We have Star Wars Nobody. Hi, Star Wars Nobody.
You're somebody to us.
You're somebody to us. Dale is asking, is Sigourney Weaver playing Ameza Foxtrain in The Mandalorian and Grogu? Or is she playing Aralani? Okay.
Let's go to that one. I don't know who the first one is.
I have no idea who Ameza Foxtrain is. If she is playing Aralani, though, isn't she too old to be playing Aralani, though?
It's Star Wars,
I mean, Matt's
50s, 60s.
Yeah, okay, no, that's fine. Dude, I don't care who's playing Aralani. If Aralani shows up in the Mandalorian movie, someone's gonna have to sedate me because I will lose my mind in the theater.
Oh man, that would be great. Because I have no idea. I doubted that they will go that far to bring Aralani right now, but I'll be there with you. We'll hear.
If Filoni goes into the whole shiz thing, I'll be like, "You madman!"
Oh, there's something about that movie we're gonna talk about in a minute about the Mando and Grogu movie. And I had something. I just something from the comments. And I don't know what Dale. I think Dale just joined Blue Sky. Thanks for
Ooh.
joining, Dale. I saw you. So I'm still reading Mass of Fear, Reign of the Empire. That first book. Still loving it. I think I'm a third of the way through. Things are starting to fall in place. All the three major characters are still doing their thing. What they think is best to bring down the Emperor. And it's one of when you get to Rebels, I know there's all these different factions of Rebels, but none of those Rebel cells, but none of them are working together. You can start seeing why. It's like they all want the same outcome, but going about it in totally different ways. So for people out there that love Andor, that love Rogue One, and the politics in Star Wars, especially if you love politics in Star Wars, I can't recommend this enough. I still get, again, 2/3 of the book to go, but very good so far. All right, Oti, same as last week, I won't go officially into Star Wars news, but Star Wars, I don't want to say rumor because it's been confirmed by all the outlets except Lucasfilm. One of the most sought after actors out there, Jeremy Allen White, is coming to Star Wars to play Rotta the Hutt, or to voice Rotta the Hutt. What the hell is going on?
I don't know.
Took everyone by surprise. Everyone had the same reaction. Sure, I hate Rota. I didn't like her as Stinky. It's not a character that I care anything about.
Stinky.
But I'm very interested to see how this is gonna play out.
What? I'm interested to know, like, what's Rada up to? Like,
Yeah.
What's their relationship with Jawa? How do they feel about the Jedi? How do they feel about Bit Fortuna taking over? How do they feel about Boba Fett taking over? Like, and I kind of think, and I don't know if you went this far, but as our resident Boba Fett guy, I think if Rada shows up, Boba Fett
is there. Like, I mean, I know someone posted on one of the 20 sites that we are on, asking, I'm pretty sure that Boba Fett and the Mandalorians will show up in the Mando and Grogu movie. And like between Mando and Ahsoka, I'm pretty sure Boba Fett is going to show up. If they start bringing the Hutts into this and the cartels and Rota, as you mentioned, I'm guessing he showed up at some point during the Clone Wars. I don't remember. But yeah, with the power struggle in Tatooine right now, and just with the cartels in general, and the way the Book of Boba Fett went, that Boba wants to do a new type of syndicate, like, we still respect each other. They might say that, no, this is my turf. You had those two crappy, weird Hutts that came in their floating platforms with the rats to soak up all the sweat. Maybe it's his time to come and take power. So I love Hutts. I love seeing the Hutts. I love what we got in Book of Boba Fett. So in that sense, I'm okay. But Rotta the Hutt is a character I don't think about ever. So it took me by surprise. And then to bring an actor like Jeremy Allen White to voice that character came out of left field. Well,
I have not thought of Rotta the Hutt since I watched the Clone Wars movie.
Yeah. I hate that guy so much. I hate Stinky. But anyway, it's more things are going to happen in that movie. I don't know what the hell is going to happen with that movie.
It's weird because everything we've seen about that movie is Mando and Grogu against the Empire.
Yeah, right.
And now Rotta the Hutt is showing up. So, like, okay.
If you want to.
That's what we're doing.
All right. So, okay, that's it. Let's go ahead. So, if you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars and Star Wars on TV.
I am not your failure, Obi-Wan.
Star Wars on TV. Skeleton Crew. There we go. I love that little music that I found.
Yep.
Hopefully I don't get covered. All right, Oti, Alan put it out there on the chat, or not Alan, sorry, Brennan. Episode 3, Skelleton Crew, a show that some people were kind of iffy before it dropped. Is it going to be too kid-friendly? What the hell is going on? Still fun. It's fun Star Wars out there. I enjoy it every time that I sit down for those 35, 40 minutes to watch it. and I think it works. It's working so far. Episode 3, same as the others. I watched them 3 times. I enjoy them. I love picking up the little things that I missed at the first. But the best thing so far is not the little Easter eggs and all this. It's just the story. Those are great characters, and it's great chemistry between everyone so far. So episode 3, before we go into it, just general thoughts.
This is the first episode I think I actually like loved. I really liked the first 2, but like I think like 10 minutes into this episode, I went like, "What the hell is going on here?" And in a good way, in a Doctor Who way.
Okay.
Sort of how I felt while watching the Star Beast. So I really love this episode. I heard a lot of people talk about their issues with it being the whole streaming thing. Like the episode ends where most other shows would still continue on for another 20 minutes. I had the complete opposite reaction to that. There were moments in this episode where I thought, okay, this is where it's gonna end, because I knew it was like a shorter episode, but like it kept going and going. I was like, oh, okay. I honestly thought this episode was just gonna be them escaping.
Okay.
And it kept on going, which I actually like. So I really, really loved this episode.
Yeah, similar. I can't point to it right now, but there were a few times I thought the episode was going to end. It just kept going, but it ended perfectly. It's like, oh, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me. Boom, cut to black, here are the stars. It's like perfect ending. It's 3rd episode. This is television. We don't need to go another 40 minutes for this. Actually, before we go into it, last week, Oti, when we were talking about season 1, oh, is there going to be a season 2? We haven't talked about it. I don't know. You brought up, oh, what about Stranger Things? If too many years go by, we hit end stream, and there's the news. There's the creators talking. Oh, we have ideas for season 2, and it won't be about like Stranger Things. There'll be a time jump.
So there'll be a time jump.
Dang it!
You said the same thing I said. Like, yeah, let's pretend it's yesterday. It's tomorrow. Yeah. Like, it's been 5 years.
Perfect. It was perfect. I think they were listening in and said we gotta put a statement out there just to make sure.
But by the way, I would have been fine if the kids are 3 years older, and it's like, yeah, no, that happened yesterday. Like,
it doesn't matter. But I'm glad that they address it. I'm glad that they have an idea for a second season. And so far, critically and the fans, everyone's been loving this show. So I think there's a good chance that we might see a second season. Again, we're not even halfway, but we'll see.
I don't know who was in the chat last week who said no. I saw the kids in.
I think it was Alan.
Alan. I think it was you. I think you said the kids look great. They look great. Yeah. They clearly look older. Like, I looked them up. Like, they are not. Like, they don't look how they look in the show. Again, they look great, awesome, but they're not that young anymore.
I noticed it a little bit when StarWars.com releases some of the videos of the kids on Lucasfilm. I'm like, they look a little bit different than they do on the show. Yeah. And it's not just the makeup; they look different.
But again, I would be super fine. Like,
yeah. All right, so let's talk about episode 3 with the weirdest title ever. Very interesting, as an astrogration problem. Whatever that means, but we'll take it. Let's start with Jod Na. Jod Na was the big draw for this series when he was brought up on stage in Celebration. Jod Na is joining Star Wars. He's going to be in Skelleton Crew. And now finally we have a full episode with Jod Na Nawood. Or is it Silvo? Or is it Crimson Jack? It doesn't matter, because he's as charming as you can get, as a pirate, as a scoundrel, as maybe a Jedi. Jod Na rocks it and kicks it out of the park, right? He's great in this role.
My lingering question watching the show is like, why hasn't he been in a Star Wars yet? Like, he was born to be in Star Wars. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, man, he's great. And I love, like I said, I don't know how many times, I love that Star Wars, for a lot of things, they don't linger on questions that a lot of us know already. I love, like, 5 minutes into it, yeah, he's Silvo. We all knew that he was Captain Silvo. Captain Silvo escape is there. We don't need to wait 3 more episodes to find that out. But all that escape scene was great. Him still using the Force, trying to convince the kids that he's Force sensitive. I love when then KB says, "No, wait," and the little droid passes by. I love Fern, her delivery. I don't know the name of the actress, but her delivery is great. Oh,
magnets.
Is Force sensitive too. And then, I have it somewhere. I lost it. I'll find it. It's like, the Force resides within us all. He's still saying very Jedi things. So it's still that debate: is he or isn't he a Jedi? And
For me, it felt like the rehearsed version of the Jedi, like things everyone knows. I don't think he's. I know you're gonna ask the question.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a Jedi. Like, I honestly don't. I think he is Force sensitive. I don't think he's a Jedi.
I think it's obvious. And when we talk about the kids, I'll just bring it up now. I love that little scene also when he leaves the ship to go find SM-43 or SM-70, SM-33.
It's me.
When he goes to find, and then Fern and Wim are having the discussion if he's Force sensitive or if he's a Jedi. Oh, there's a lot of ways that you can float things. Name one. And then she names like 7 different things.
Tractor beam, magnets.
Repulsor leaves, strings. I love it. I love those kids so much. But I love also that scene of him when he went to get KB. Reminded me of Solo, when Solo's trying to get all the coaxium into the little cart. Reminded me of that when he went to the droid repair shop or whatever. And of course, we gotta mention the battle droid. Did we win? And then just falls over. So I had although Jude Law kind of said that this is something that he came up during producing during the show production. Thank you. That Jod was going to be kind of have an aversion to droids. So I love that we have more background of the character a little bit. That was one of the things I maybe this is part of why he might be a Jedi. He hates the droids because of the war. But if this is something that he brought to the character himself, maybe doesn't play too much into that background. But I love seeing a little bit of that. And when he tells me to, hey, droid, clean this up. And he just freaking knocks it down. Like, I don't care about it. Get the hell out of my face. But
the first mate.
Yeah. And just escaping Port Borgo was great. I love seeing the fuel line going back and destroying half the port as they were jumping into hyperspace.
Yeah, that I really like that whole sequence. Again, when he got off the ship to go to get me, I was like, oh, okay, so this is like the obligatory side mission to fill up the episode. So they have 9 episodes and not. I mean, I don't know if it's 9 or 8. And it's not like a 5-episode thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just my own bias getting into it. I really like the sense of adventure. And again, when the droid went like, that we win, like...
It was great. And then you have the other pirate kind of show, oh, Silvo, is that you? Let's sit down. Let's have a little tea and talk about it.
Oh, like, and Alfred Molina has a cameo in this scene.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That moment was also cool. Like, oh, you were the best captain I've ever had. I'm
still turning you in.
Yeah.
He was very surprised, and he let you go the day before your trial.
Yeah.
I wasn't here. I just finally found the score.
And another beat of funny comedy when the kids are arguing about whether he's a Jedi or not. And if you look at the background, you see everything going on of Silva escaping.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's great. There's Port Borgo. I'm gonna miss Port Borgo. I'm gonna see what happens when the pirates catch up to them. When Brutus finally catches up to Silvo.
Yep.
Or Crimson Jack. What are all these names? Do you think we're gonna find another name out there that he's using? I love again because there is so much mystery with this character that names are all over that we still don't know what to.
He's Captain Jack Sparrow. He's slept with a bunch of women. He has a lot of beef with a lot of people, and he's used a lot of aliases.
All right, so the obligatory question that you already answered. Well, let's talk, is he a Jedi or not? So before the show started, I was on board that he was going to be a Jedi. After the first 2 episodes, I'm like, this is too much on the nose. He's Force sensitive, or he won't be a Jedi. Then when the droid thing was happening during the episode, he had that aversion to droids. He said, oh, droids will always let you down. So, okay, something happened. And then that ending, or that almost at the end, when after they go to the observatory moon, we're going to spend some time talking about that. And they're trying to escape before the X-Wing get there. And KB and we might confront, we won't let you in. You got to tell us the truth. I love that part as all the kids, truth, tell us the truth, and then even Smee, truth. But he said the truth is I'm also lost, I'm alone, just like you guys. And they're like, oh, maybe he's a Jedi that now he's alone because of Order 66. So I'm falling back on it. I'm trying to think this is Star Wars. Star Wars is about.
Correct me. Does he not say I never said I was a Jedi?
Yes.
He
still hasn't said that he isn't, or he can. He's not a Jedi any longer.
I don't think he was like a Jedi. I could see him maybe being a Padawan or a youngling or something like that. I don't think he's. And maybe he is. Maybe he was a Jedi Knight that during a mission during the Clone Wars lost his master and ended up with a pirate crew and was like, okay, this is the life I live now. But at the same time, we've seen him use the Force like sparingly. It's basically more party tricks than anything. So it makes me think that he's never had training. He's just that is my own bias. I kind of want him not to be a Jedi. I just want him to be like a guy who's Force sensitive and never trained with anyone. Like, there's some people who are great at sports and never tried out for a professional team or anything, and they never knew if they would they had what it took.
Yeah, because that's something we mentioned at the beginning was maybe he's from one of these other Force sect. Maybe he knows about the Force, but he's not a Jedi. But
maybe it's from the people with the red skulls that wreath and
oh yeah. What? Yeah, maybe he's from Alderaan and he lost everyone.
Maybe he's a Sith. That'd be a twist.
He's a Night of Ren, actually. He's the first Ren in hiding.
I mean, it would make sense. He's a pirate, so
he is a pirate. I've seen some people online make the comparison with Kanan. What if Kanan never met Hera? Like that Jedi Padawan lost everyone and then became kind of this. So maybe there's different ways they can play with this, and it doesn't need to be one or the other. Like whatever they decide so far, I think works for the character. So we'll see. All right, see a couple more comments, Oti. Anything there just to go over?
No, the last comments were from Dale. He was talking about when we talked about the kids coming back to the show. The show could pick up a few years later, seeing in action young Drupal and he did ask an interesting question. I've always asked the question: what if the kids never find their way home and they become pirates, bounty hunters, navigators, and a Jedi? I think they are going back to At Attn in the next episode. Maybe not, but I do think they're gonna go back to At Attn. But it would be cool if like they stay with Jod and they're like kid pirates running around the galaxy.
Maybe that's season 2. Maybe that's season 2. They just go out in the galaxy. Omega becomes this rebel pilot.
Exactly.
Basically. So hopefully, I wonder if Omega shows up with our kids.
What if Sigourney Weaver is playing Omega?
Hey, let's add up some dates, see if it matches up.
She should be Boba Fett's age, so like Sigourney Weaver and Tamora Morrison are kind of the same age. So.
Yeah, man, it works. It could. Yep. Let's keep here. I don't want to get my hopes up now. But we went to. I love when Star Wars just. What's the name of that moon? It's the Observatory moon. That's fine. Let's go to the data bank. It's the Observatory. It reminded me going to the High Republic of the Fruited Moon and the Rooted Moon of Exile. It's like the simplest name ever.
Yep.
So let's talk about the moon, Kh'ymm, and more At Attn secrets. Ooh. I love that we got finally an answer to why all the ships in Star Wars always land so far away. We need the exercise. It's the only reasons. You need the exercise. So I love that little bit there that they dropped.
Can we talk about the scene leading up to the moon, though?
Yeah.
Because there was a moment that I could not stop laughing. It's the cut with Fern where, go to bed. I'm not even tired. Genius.
Perfect.
And that conversation with KB and Jod, I love.
Yeah.
Where she's like, I know I can't trust you, but we got to get home. So,
yeah. And then she repeats the same thing, but when she's talking to Kh'ymm at the end, she's like with the owl, it's like, oh, he told you to trust your God, don't trust him. I get it, but he's helped us so far, so we gotta keep going. So yeah, that scene with her saying, "But I'm not even tired," and then straight to sleep. Having kids, that's exactly what happens. And my daughter, who was watching the episode with me, fell asleep with 10 minutes left. Not at that scene, but like 10 minutes later, she's asleep next to me. I'm like,
no.
These people know what happens with kids. All the arguments, everything happening, I can relate. Like, just walking to the observatory when he's trying to say, "Oh, it's my friend, but she might not trust me. She might stab me in the back." What? "Oh, they're gonna stab me in the back." No, it's a figure of speech. Do you understand? No. Do you know how many times I told my kid, it's just a figure of speech. It's just a saying. Don't take it that literal. It doesn't comprehend. It's like, I don't know who they consulted, but they're knocking it out with how kids really behave out there.
They probably have kids.
Yeah, most likely. But yeah, they finally get to the observatory. We see the owl, which I thought was going to be a Jedi, but it's not a Jedi. Kh'ymm, the owl. Another great creature design for Star Wars.
Kh'ymm is wearing Count Dooku's clothes.
I saw your post. She does look a little Count Dooku with that coat. I mean, like, cape or...
I was like, are you from Sereno? Like, is this the moon of Sereno?
Yeah, it might be. You don't know where they are.
Yeah, no, that was my big takeaway from the Kh'ymm scene. Oh, and by the way, that shot of them walking, amazing. And I know it's the volume. I don't care. It looks great. Like, wow. It's
great. That's why it's the thumbnail for this video.
Yep.
But
I used the same one.
I think everyone probably did.
I added Neil at the bottom.
I added Kh'ymm, so we just made a little difference there. I like the owl. I love Kh'ymm. Just the design of her, it's awesome. It feels Star Wars, right? Same kind of feels a little bit different. Is it an owl? Is it a cat? Does it have a beak? Is it a nose? We don't know, which is fine. It's Star Wars. Just make it weird. But I also love this person that lives in an observatory, has all these different books and scrolls and whatever, and just looking through telescopes. It's Star Wars, but it's something we really haven't seen before.
Yeah, Dale says she's a separatist. She's not to be trusted. This looked very fantasy.
Yeah,
this observatory again with the books, with the maps. It didn't feel like our typical Star Wars, I guess, and I liked it though. I was gonna mention something and I'm forgetting. Yeah, I don't know.
So while you think about it, they keep now more secrets to At Attn. So when they get there, all the kids, okay, can you get us home At Attn? You know where that is? And she's like, wait, At Attn? Well, I really don't know. Let's try to figure this out. And they're like, yeah, they teach us about Coruscant and Alderaan. I said, oh, you really missed the war. Wait, what was a war? It's like, we still don't know what time period the kids think they're living at. They know the Republic, but we don't know exactly where they are.
There's an interesting moment when they realize there's thousands of planets and not a handful like they thought. That scene I think is very important because it's basically their worldview shattering. And it already started earlier in the ship when they're like, oh, our parents are analysts, but what are they analyzing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like that. I do like to see like kids and their world views changing and being exposed to the real world.
And it's fun to see Fern, which is usually the leader of the group. She's the one like, wait, there's 1,000 worlds? No, there's thousands of thousands. And then, there's like 10,000 words left to go. And she's like, 10,000 we're never going to find. And KB's like, we already eliminated 99.9% of probabilities. And it's still 10,000 worlds. There's a freaking lot out there.
Yep.
But then we find where Kh'ymm is talking to them that their world, their planet was purposely hidden. It's part of these jewels of the Old Republic. These like 6 or 8 worlds, I can't remember exactly. All of them were destroyed for some reason. Only one remains, which supposedly is going to be At Attn. So they start bringing all these not weird, but different things into it that I don't know now what to believe about it. But I love that it's not just, they have some credits from the Old Republic. No, this world is part of the Old Republic. They keep mentioning all these jewels of the Old Republic.
We'll see what's at play, but they're basically like a vault from Fallout.
Oh, that's so nice. Can At Attn or their city be like a Truman Show city inside a planet that we already know it's out there? They're just kind of encapsulated and don't know what's going on.
I love that movie, so if this show is gonna keep pulling from movies I love, sure.
So I'm gonna show this because not when I watched it the first time, but then when Kh'ymm brings out that tapestry with all the planets is Jewels of the Old Republic. There's something at the bottom that reminded me of the mural that we see on Fern's house. So we had that mural. There's this woman standing there with a star on behind her, some people kind of kneeling, others standing up, and then that tapestry has something very similar. It's not the same. We can play around it. I can't make a connection between it, but it's just something that I kind of like seeing. Okay, maybe it is an Old Republic planet, or they want to believe there's an Old Republic planet. So I don't know.
I mean, I do think it's an Old Republic planet, but I can't pinpoint what's the connection between those two things.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know some people try to decipher what the Arubesh said. It didn't make any sense. I know we've joked before that maybe this one is gonna connect to the new Jedi Order movie with Rey. Maybe it connects to the Dawn of the Jedi movie, and we find out what the Jewels of the Old Republic are. Just that kind of connection.
I kind of wish they start sprinkling in things that will tie to that movie. I know they still don't have a script, so it's hard to do that.
But there's a story bit at least.
Yeah, I think that would be so cool if suddenly we see that movie and then we go out and we go to Twitter. It's like, wait, that thing is in the background in this episode. Yeah. That thing is like, that would be so cool.
Yeah. I hope.
I want
to believe it is.
By the way, our first glimpse into the Old Republic in canon, because we don't know anything about the Old Republic in canon.
That's something I think we
now
take
know
it for
the
granted.
First thing. There were planets that were hidden.
Yeah, and all of them were destroyed except one. Like there's something happened in the Old Republic. I think we take it for granted because we've heard the word Old Republic for so long. But like you said, this is officially the first time in your face mention of the Old Republic and that things have happened in that time period. Maybe it's 300 years ago. We don't know how old the Old Republic is. But it's good that we're starting to get these kind of little nuggets dropped there. So.
And I know a lot of people will be like, that's not what happened. We literally have no idea what happened.
Well, during the Sith War with the Jedi that lasted 1,000 years.
No idea. Well, we do know there was a Sith War because I remember in Light of the Jedi it was mentioned. But again,
it's not the same because the Abeloth is coming in the Filoni movie with... shut up. Every time that word comes along, I hate it. I hate every time. So, Abeloth or Abeloth, whatever weird Sith woman with a giant mouth, like
the mother.
Yeah, this is not gonna show. Anyway, I don't wanna. I gotta calm down. I have visits. I have visits in my house. We had the X-wings show up. It wasn't what I thought was gonna happen based on the trailers. It's a great scene. I'll talk more. I'll leave that for when we talk about the kids. I love that.
I wish it was Carson Teva. He's our Nick Fury.
Dude, I was 99.9% is gonna be him when they just showed like the orange sleeve from the shirt. Oh, it's Carson Teva. I know there's some weirdo. We don't know who the hell it is.
I think it's a friend of John Watts. But
so let's talk about the parents. We got a little bit more with the parents. We finally saw KB's parents, and we said last week we have no idea who their parents are. She has two moms. They were there. They were great. They're very concerned about their daughter.
She has a medical condition?
And I have my wildest theory ever. It's a KB theory. I'm gonna drop in about 3 minutes. It has to do with that.
Okay.
But as we're leading to that, Fern's mom is kind of, everything's fine. The security droids will be back. I used to run away when I was young. The droids always found me. Undersecretary Farah, which I forgot her name last week. Undersecretary Farah.
She's saying all this, and Wim's dad is thinking like, I literally saw them get on a spaceship and leave.
Freaking leave. It's fine. And then the droids came and she's like, okay, see, here we go. Everything's fine. Yeah, well, they left in a spaceship, past the barrier. The supervisor said, sorry, screw you, they're gone. So bye.
Leaving in a spaceship is illegal, by the way, so you're kind of in trouble.
Yeah, if they come back, they're going in kids' jail. But he's like, well, are you gonna, is the supervisor gonna contact the Republic? They passed the barrier. The supervisor said we can't risk contact or whatever.
Yep.
2 questions. Is the supervisor a droid? Is the first one.
Yes.
Is there a supervisor? Are they just making it
no,
up?
I think it's gonna be a Fallout thing. Like it's just a brain in a jar. No, I think it's either like a droid or a Wizard of Oz thing. It's just like a middle manager. Like, I just press this button every certain time.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's a droid. My first kind of thing that popped in my head. It's just gonna be a droid. Like I mentioned, I had been reading or listening to the Force Unleashed novel, and there's a droid that kind of takes over at one point, or like an AI. It just reminded me of that. It's just a droid that wants to be in charge of the planet or this city. So it's gonna be at some point we'll find the security or the supervisor.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. And in that scene, KB's parents are first. They say, "Oh, we lost contact with her health monitor or something, or with her tracking device,
or the visor thing."
Yeah, and then it's blink and you miss it. You can only see it if you have the captions on. Oh, she has a medical condition. We need her because she has a medical condition. Let's talk about the kids. So we got more with KB, which is kind of had been on the background the first 2 episodes. She was almost the voice of reason in this episode. That scene that you mentioned earlier with Jod, kind of, do you ever sleep? And she's like, I know. I gotta talk to you. It's a great scene. Again, I don't trust you. I know you're not a Jedi, but what's going on? And it's like, and then he just uses the Force to turn off the lights. It's like, I am a Jedi or whatever. So a great scene. And like I mentioned, I love when she mentioned, also kind of watch out. And friends said, maybe KB has the Force too. The Force flows through us all, is what he said.
Yep.
So the escape from the observatory moon with the X-Wings coming at them. When he tells Kh'ymm and Fern, hey, come with me. Oh, Neil, you fly the ship. Just gonna move this up and down. I love that.
To blast the X-Wings.
I love that Fern is like, when that capsule drops, they're like kind of scared, didn't know what was going on. And Wim had the biggest grin on his face when here we go, just jump in, started blasting the X-Wing. Like, first thinking, those are the good guys. What are you doing? And they have no idea what those X-Wings are. So it makes sense. We have this 2 14, 13-year-old just trying to blast this X-Wing. I got one. No, that was my shot. I don't know. I just love his face. It reminded me of all of us playing any Star Wars arcade game when you're trying to line up the shots. So it was great.
I liked everything when they start escaping, like when he realizes Kh'ymm is stalling.
Yeah.
And I love that moment when they're getting on the ship. And they're like, you're not getting on. Like, you need to tell us like right now what's going on. And do you think he's being honest with the whole I'm just alone? And I kind of feel he is.
I think he is. I think the way he said it, again, kudos to Jude Law for being a great actor. I think all the other time that he's been kind of playing with them, it was more of on a jokey tone. This one seemed very sincere. And again, thanks to the kid actors, because Fern and KB just standing there, just no, we're not gonna let you through. You're gonna just tell us what's going on, and then hey, SM or 33, and then he shows up there with a flaming torch.
Oh.
So that's why the way he said it, which I think was convincing and sincere, is why I kind of go back to maybe he was a Jedi, or he really lost something. Not just that he lost his crew as a pirate. I think he really lost someone, being someone in Alderaan or the Jedi from Order 66. I think that part is sincere.
He does tell the Alfred Molina character, like, hey, no, I finally found the score I was looking for. Mm-hmm. But I do feel he was being, I think he'll maybe like be like, maybe they'll be like, oh, you said you were lost like us and whatnot. And then he'll be like, I just said that to get back in the ship, but like that would be like the lie, and that's actually the truth. So we'll see. But I did like that moment when they're like, "You're not getting in."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that might come to play. I was lying, and the actual lie, I think that might come to play. But yeah, it worked. And funny, when they're running to the ship, you saw Neil in the back just fall down the dunes as they're running into. Poor Neil. We didn't get a lot of Neil this episode, but
no,
okay.
but it's fine.
It was fine. He was in the background there snoring. I know everyone loved that little snore, little sound that he made. Also, let's talk about, because they're talking about the great work, and actually Neil is the one that brings it up. Okay, well, what do they do? What do they analyze? What something boring, something about money. So they're starting, even by themselves, they're trying to piece some things together. So again, more questions for At Attn, what really are the parents doing?
Parents are gonna have to answer a lot of questions when those kids come back.
Yeah. But I love that Wimm's dad was kind of, I can't take this. Like, he wants to go out and do something himself, not yell at a droid. It's like, no, I'm gonna take this into my own hands.
Either that, or he was thinking about work.
I'm so late on my reports. And these kids are...
when I'm gonna hand that in, like, now the kids are lost.
Yeah. How many times can I use that excuse at work before they stop believing me?
I love the directing in that scene, like how the audio that comes in and out, it's all from his point of view, and how that represents that he's just like not mentally there.
Yeah.
I really like that scene.
Yeah. All right, Ote, are you ready for my KB theory?
Yeah, I'm dying to know.
You ready to tell me I'm crazy?
Okay.
All right. So it all goes 2 points. I already mentioned a bunch of times that when she tells about the droid and Kh'ymm makes a joke, maybe KB is force sensitive too. And the parents say, she has a medical condition. So she has the visor, of course, and then she has something else. I
know where you're going with this.
Yeah. What is she force sensitive in reality? But in At Attn, of course, we gotta keep that repressed. And the visor, that thing that she has on her head, is suppressing her force sensitivity. And at some point, it's gonna come out, and she does use the force.
It's made with leveler eggs. I think that's a very cool theory. With Acolyte and with this show, you've had cool theories, and
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I'll be honest. I didn't buy into the whole KB being force sensitive. I just didn't feel it during the episode, but I like that theory.
Yeah. I think again, it's just they're dropping little things that you can then come up 4 episodes from now. Remember, maybe this starts with something. Maybe it's nothing, but what medical condition can she have? Maybe it is.
Or maybe she's hypoglycemic or something.
I am.
How do you say it in English? Hypoglycemia?
Hypoglycemic, yeah. You're there.
Okay. They are saying force suppression. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
I actually like that. I think that would be like a super interesting thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think also At Attn, they're covering up too much. I don't think they want people that are force sensitive out there.
No.
And probably their parents took her to the supervisor, to a droid. What's going wrong with my child? She's levitating things. No, that's a condition. We gotta suppress it.
You have a case of the Jedi.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's it. That's all I have for very interesting as an astrogression problem. The worst title.
I love the way it ended, like with Kh'ymm being like, "You're not gonna believe what I'm about to tell you."
Yeah, so when that happened, I'm like, maybe At Attn is a planet that we already know, and they're just calling it something else. Because why are those X-Wing pilot or Republic pilots gonna know anything about At Attn?
Hey, maybe it's like a mythical thing. I'm seeing it sort of like as somebody showed up in a beach somewhere, like, oh no, I'm from El Dorado, and people are like,
yeah, we'll see. It'll be good. You see, you like my Visions poster? Visions,
it's pretty cool.
It's nice. I got 3 posters. I gotta find space in my office, but I don't.
You got it from the Disney thing, right?
Yeah. So I have this one. I have a Lion King one and a Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I don't have any space. I gotta reorganize my office, but for right now, we'll be there.
That's how it is.
I'm sure my wife will not like it being next to our bed, but I'll be there for a couple of weeks. All right, Oti, that does it for Star Wars. Just roll between fandoms real quick. I'm not even gonna put the music. I'll just put this there. I've been rewatching Doctor Who, getting ready for the Christmas special that's coming in a couple of weeks. I just watched the Ruby Road one, the first one. I just watched it today. So I love the 60s. All 3 episodes were great again, and officially in the 15th Doctor era. So we'll see.
Okay. It's been a while. Well, no, it's not been a while. I watched the last 3 Echoes on episodes recently. Okay. But yeah, it had been a while since I watched Doctor Who. I'm super excited for the 50th.
It's gonna be
for the 50th, for the Christmas special. Even though I don't really like the Christmas special, to be super honest.
They're fine. They're okay. There's nothing.
There's very few ones that I love.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then Dune. Last episode, Dune was pretty awesome. That part in the council chamber, whatever you want to call it.
There's something with that show that I just can't put my finger on, because everything about it I like. I like the acting, I like the writing, I like the characters, but I'm not getting to that level that I get with House of the Dragon, with Rings of Power, with other shows. So I'm I missed like 2 episodes. I'm already caught up, but I wasn't missing it. So I don't know what is it with me in that show, but I do like it. I agree. It's been great. I love the 3rd episode, the story of Valia and Tula.
The Game of Thrones episode. I like. Is this Winterfell? What's going on?
Yeah. Tula, what a crazy person.
Man, just killing all the Atreides. I love that the Atreides and the Harkonnen have been beefing for 10,000 years. Like, what the
I love that moment when the Atreides is giving her the speech that, that's just our family. We don't have to continue it. And she's like, I just fully committed to this war. 10 minutes ago.
Sorry, this is happening. I don't care what just happened between us, but your parents, no one's getting out of here. Just a little kid. And for some reason, though.
Yeah, but it's good. I think it maybe has to do with I just have no idea where it's going. Like I just don't see the through line where it's gonna leave us. So
it's like Dune. Like it takes a while. Even the movies, it's a very slow burn. It's not the episodes.
I agree.
I love that we're learning more about, because I had no idea about this. The machines, or intelligent machines, or smart machines are being outlawed. And if you have it, I don't care if you're a kid, you're dead. I'm gonna burn you alive.
I did not murder Pruitt. I executed Pruitt.
Oh yeah, he's great, man. Like I said, that's my Mark and Rowe fan cast right now. Give me Travis Fimmel.
I'm fully bought into that.
Yeah, he's great.
Fully bought into that.
All right, so next episode, tomorrow actually, and then we're almost done with that show, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a super short one, and we don't know if this is gonna be a season 2. So
probably, but I don't know.
We'll see.
And Clayface has his own movie coming up.
So random.
You know what? All right, Oti, that makes it an end to our show. I don't know. That's an end to our show. An end to you this week here. That sounded like we're gonna.
I'll be back in like 2 or 3 weeks.
All right, we'll keep in touch. We'll figure it out when you get back, and then I'll take some time off after Skelleton Crew is done. I'm gonna take a couple of weeks off, just relax. But all right, everyone, thanks for being here. We'll be back next week at some point. I'll keep everyone updated on Blue Sky and some other places probably, but let you guys know. So stay safe, be safe, and may the force be with you.